Welcome to Messy Abundance, where I read my own writing and explore what it looks like to live with presence in the messy everyday. Hi, I'm Kaki Lee. Let's get comfortable, take a breath, and begin. Death cubed. I crossed paths with death 3 times in the last 4.5 months. And each time, death reminded me of the importance of living with presence and without regrets. My first encounter. She was 3 months shy of reaching the status of centurion, the matriarch of a large family spread worldwide. Just in Perth, her family took up half the seats in the funeral parlour. Papa to my childhood friend, mother to her children. A role model to many as she served not only her family, but her community. The love and respect reverberated in that parlour. The sorrow echoed in the walls. The eulogies and the photos showcased a life well lived. I cried for the human who transitioned, knowing how sorely she is missed in the physical. A leader, a role model, a legacy left behind, living forever in the memories of those still here. A beautiful tribute to Papa, a reunion of friendship. This was my first encounter. My second encounter. A message received the morning after my first encounter. Hi Kaki. Kev passed peacefully yesterday afternoon, now an angel amongst the stars. 6 weeks after diagnosis, it was too quick. I didn't get to say goodbye. Tears are streaming down my face as I type this. Finally processing my grief. Finally letting it all come out. My accountability buddy, biggest cheerleader and big brother in shine. We kept each other sane during the pandemic and beyond. He was on the other side of Australia. We spoke every week to keep each other accountable. We texted nearly every day. We were meant to become multi-millionaires together, fly our family and friends to our private island to party with cocktails by the beach. It was not meant to be. After learning to trade with me, he had set a date to quit his job. That date was the day before he passed away. I know there was still so much he wanted to experience. Only 67 years young. I didn't make it to his funeral. I do think about him all the time. His voice in my head cheering me on. I miss you so much, Kev. I know you must be enjoying conversations with Marcus Aurelius every day. This was a wake-up call. How quickly life can change. Healthy 1 minute, gone the next. Waiting for your ducks to line up before this or that isn't the way to go. Because there will always be that one fucking duck that jumps the line. So don't wait to do the thing. Spend more time with your loved ones. Do the things you love. Live life without regrets. This was my second encounter. My third encounter. 4.5 months later, I crossed paths again with death. An ex-colleague at the hospital pharmacy, losing a nearly 1-year battle with cancer. My brother and I visited him 2 weeks before my first encounter with death. It was hard. I always remembered him as someone who was so physically strong. He was a runner. He was in shorts and a t-shirt nearly 365 days of the year. But on the hospital bed was a man who was a shadow of the man I came to know and love over the last 18 plus years. A man who took no bullshit. You know exactly where you stand with him. A man with a heart of gold and a life of service. A man I could talk to and have a yarn with whenever I'm in his corner of the pharmacy. Walking into the church, I wondered how many people from the pharmacy would be there. There were so many. I asked the current chief pharmacist if there was anyone left to work. From those who have retired to those currently working there, it showed how much he was loved, respected, and missed. A pharmacy reunion in a not-so-ideal situation. A remembrance of the camaraderie from a place I worked over 6.5 years ago. The love I still have for so many of them because we were like family. Is not true for all hospital pharmacies, but it was true for this one. I still felt my heart connected to these beautiful souls that I spent 12 years of my life with. Tears pouring at the celebration of his life, wiping with my hands as I forgot my tissues. Tears now as I type, remembering the conversations we used to share. His stories about the safaris in Africa he returned to again and again, and had hoped to return one more time. Another reminder to live with presence and live life with no regrets. Be the kindness you want to see in the world and look after your community. This was my third encounter, and hopefully last one for a little while longer. A tribute to the lives that once stood upon this earth, with the knowing that their souls are always here forever. Loved and missed in the physical, and forever in our hearts. Thank you for all you have taught me in life and in death. You've made it to the end. This is Messy Abundance. Thank you for being here.